You're never afraid to kiss someone. Well, even if it is strange, right? It feels nice and it's so good. But what if I told you that you can get a virus if you kiss someone? Or if the parties are the primary places where you can get infected? You may think, kissing, illness, it doesn't match together well. And so did I, until my friend Laura started to look tired. We thought that she had a common flu, but then she was worse. She could hardly lift her head from the pillow. When her mother took her to the doctor, we knew that she had infectious mononucleosis. Heard this, the kissing disease. As I told you, I didn't even know that that exists. That's why I made a research about it, and I based my information in articles by Dr. William Shields and from the University of Rochester Medical Center. And I will share it with you because I want that you know more about BPC, which makes it so funny, but it's a serious problem. Today, I will inform you what causes mononucleosis, how it's transmitted, and its symptoms. Let me start and explain you what causes mononucleosis. Mononucleosis is caused by the Epstein-Barr virus. This virus lives in the person's salivary glands, and it comes from the herpes family, and is one of the most common in humans. Um, what is important and what you need to know is that this virus usually affects people from 15 to 26 years, which means that the 80% of this classroom is likely to be infected with the virus. It also affects older adults. Um, when infection occurs in childhood, it usually do not present symptoms, and it's estimated that less than 5% of children who have been infected will develop the illness. Now that we have explored what causes mononucleosis, let me tell you how it is transmitted. Mono is transmitted by person-to-person contact. Saliva is the primary method of transmission, which lets the infection in the throat and mouth. It's mainly transmitted by kisses, but don't be worried about little kiss in the lips. The infection occurs when saliva from an infected person gets into the another person's mouth. People with mono can also pass the disease by coughing or sneezing, causing small droplets of infected saliva to be suspended in the air, which can be inhaled by others. Sharing food or beverage from the same container can also transmit the disease by one person to another. According to the University of Rochester Medical Center, 80% of people who have had infected and have recovered will continue secreting the virus in their saliva. This means that these people are the primary recipients for transmission of mono among humans. We have spent a lot of time talking about what causes mononucleosis and how it's transmitted. Now it's time to know how to detect it by the symptoms. The initial symptoms of mono are lack of energy or malaise, fatigue, loss of appetite, and chills. These initial symptoms can last from 1 to 3 days before the more intense symptoms of illness begin. The more intense symptoms of illness include fever, which may be persistent, sore throat, swollen glands, and rash in the neck area. It typically takes between 4 to 8 weeks for symptoms of mono appear, and they can last days, weeks, or even months. As was previously stated, mono is caused by the Epstein-Barr virus. The transmission is by person-to-person contact, and its symptoms change gradually. Since there is no cure for mononucleosis, the treatment just requires take pills for treat the symptoms, plenty rest, and drink plenty of liquids. I hope this information will be useful for you. And now my friend Laura, she's okay, but it's funny to remember what she had. And I remember what she told me when I see her again. Her words were, please be careful where you're going to put your mouth.